Greetings. Um, Coming to you today to discuss some situations that we're going to be dealing with as far as the online Bible study goes. Um, we have been doing the online Bible study. I didn't go back and check this, but I think we've been doing it for about 4 years, and we've had a really good run. If you would have told me 4 years ago that people would tune in and just let me sit down and teach looking into a camera for an hour and they'd hang with me, I would have said no way. But we've had a very good run. And I'm not ending the online Bible study. What I want to do is really take a little bit of time and reevaluate how we do it. Now, what that basically means is, just to put the whole agenda on the table, I've noticed over the last, throughout this year, that participation has gradually dropped down to now it's about maybe half or maybe a little less than half of what it was maybe a year ago. And we've put a whole lot into this. I mean, all this equipment that you guys help us buy. A major chunk of my week is getting ready and preparing for the online Bible study, which is a privilege. But I want to make sure that we're doing the best we can and the most effective way that we can. Now, I'm going to be, if we have your email address, I'm going to do my best, or if we have you on Facebook or anything, I'm going to do my best to get a link to a study guide to you. I want as many people to participate as possible. So don't anyone think, well, because of my situation, they probably don't want to hear from me, or I'm not local, so they don't want to hear from me. And I really would like to involve everybody that wants to be involved in this revamping to be a part of this revamping. I really like to know basically how we can reverse the trend and start becoming more effective. And if you're watching this and you used to participate and you don't anymore, maybe just take a moment and think about why is that? Did it become monotonous? Whatever. Anyway, I just want to know what we can do to truly make this thing worthwhile. Now, I have a questionnaire, like I said, and there's going to be links to it. Chastity put together. I came up with a questionnaire. My wife and I talked things out, and then I turned it over to the office manager at Chastity, and she did a link to a survey that you can fill it in. I'm going to plaster that link everywhere that I can because, like I said, I want to have as many people as possible involved in that. But right now, what I want to do is go over those questions with you and maybe elaborate a little bit as to what they're about. So you might say this online study is a study of how we're going to study going in the future, if that makes any sense at all. And I thought maybe by just talking about each question, it might help you kind of get a feel for what I'm looking for, and instead of just sort of coming up with something off the top of your head. So with that said, I am going to go to the screen as we do on Wednesday nights and start talking about that. All right, so here would be our first question on the survey if you decide to take it. And that is, do you think it would be better to live stream the Bible study on YouTube rather than Facebook? Please include details. So I don't want just a yes or no answer. Tell me about that. I can tell you that lately I've had quite a few people talk about that might be better. One of the biggest, there's a couple reasons I'm considering this. Number one is that it's much easier to watch the program on a smart TV, and almost everybody has a smart TV now that has a YouTube app right on it. So if we're doing the Bible study on YouTube instead of Facebook, then you're going to be able to use your smart TV a whole lot easier. You can do them with Facebook, but it's it seems to me more difficult. The downside of that is that sometimes if you're on Facebook, people just happen to cruise by and see it and jump in. But again, that strategy is not working so well anymore. So that's one reason I'm thinking about that. And then overall, I think that probably the potential for outreach is greater on YouTube. And what I mean by that is if you watch podcasts and things like that, you probably do 99% of them on YouTube. That's where the people go to for those type of things. So us being on Facebook instead of YouTube is sort of an outlier. It can happen, but it's really the audience probably is there if we want to look at doing a more outreach driven thing. So that's what I'm thinking about on number one. On number two, do you think an hour is too long for the study to hold people's attention? And what would be a better time frame? I know that I'm sitting here in a chair with all this equipment around me, kind of tied to it. I'm surprised it doesn't get monotonous if it doesn't. So, am I trying to hold you too long? Is there too much? Now, many of you have said, in fact, I had a couple of people who contacted me wanted to get the survey as soon as possible. So, one of them said to me yesterday and through the survey that they normally have a short attention span, but that hour goes by really fast, and I appreciate that. But I'm not looking for compliments here. I really, really want to know, because actually it would be easier on me to do a half hour, So I'm not trying to say, hey, give me an affirmation that an hour is not too long. I really want to know, should I try and scale that back and do not fill up. Seems like the kind of an hour is the default. When I put together a Bible study, it seems like it takes about an hour to get it taught. So do I need to sort of relook at how I'm doing that and change that? So that's what I'm asking for on that. So don't think if you say, yeah, an hour's a little bit too long, that I'm going to go, whoa, they've hurt my feelings, because that's not the point. All right, number three. Do you think the current weekly schedule should be changed to every other week or even once a month? Again, I'm just saying, does absence make the heart grow fonder? Are we just doing it so often that it's not quite as meaningful? So I don't think I need to talk a whole lot about that one. So I'll just leave that there. Here at number 4 is one I really want you to really work with me on. And that is, do you think the online Bible study would be better if it were theme or subject based? For example, there could be a series like Understanding the Beliefs of the Relevant Church or Dangerous Doctrines in the American Church. And then there would be breaks between. So let me talk to you about this a little bit, because I really want to know if this is a direction that would work for us. What would happen in this is that there would be a subject that I would prepare a more complete study on. Let's say, like I said, the book of Revelation. We've done that one. Maybe we would say, I'm drawing a blank. Like I say, maybe the dangerous doctrines such as Calvinism, those kind of things. The trials of being a Christian in the workplace, or any number of things like that. And then I'd say, okay, for the next 4 weeks or the next 8 weeks or the next 6 weeks, this is what we're going to do. And I would prepare the whole thing, and we'd upload the study guide, and then we would spend the next however many weeks that we thought it would take to do that. When that was over, we would take a break, and I would then start working on the next one as soon as it was ready. We'd come back and do that. So you might say that it would be almost like semesters, if you will, where we would take a subject, and I would have to take some time. It would probably take weeks, several weeks, or at least some weeks, to thoroughly prepare and get the whole study ready, and then say, okay, we're ready to launch on this date. It's going to be 4 or 5, 6, 12 weeks of this particular study. And so that's what I would think that that might be a solution to maybe the loss of interest in some of it. But I really want you to interact with me on that one. What that would mean is that there would be seasons where there would not be a Bible study, because there would be seasons when we were taking a break and preparing for the next one. So think about that. And number 5 goes along really close with that one. And that is that if you like number 4, that is the one we just talked about, are there subjects that you would like to see me cover? So in that one, I would always be looking for relevant subjects that you would like biblical answers to. I'd be trying to decide, we're coming out of an election year, and so you might say, if I were doing it in this election year, I might talk about what are the spiritual implications of this election process, or things like that, or how you can find God's will for your life, or how you can deal with seasons of suffering, or those kind of things. So I'd like to know what is relevant to you. What world are you living in that we would need to prepare a series on, right? Okay, let's see here. Do you think the online Bible study should be replaced with an in-person study in the church building? Elaborate, please. Now, there have been some conversations, especially early on, when are we moving back into the building for this, where there's one-on-one? So that's a situation I would just like to know your thoughts on that. Would you like to see us just on a night of the week? Now, I know many of you come in on Tuesday nights and do a men's program or a ladies program or something like that. I would not want to compete with that. I would not want to mess with that. So it'd have to be another night of the week. And are you willing to come in another night of the week? Do you want to come in another night of the week? And so I know it's awful convenient just to have dinner and set it on the couch and watch it there, but I do want to know if you think it's time to do that. Next question, what evening of the week do you think is best for the Bible study? Right now we do Wednesday night, as it doesn't conflict with much of anything. So again, that's pretty self-explanatory. Number 8, do you think the online Bible study would be better if interaction with the participants in the thread did not take place? Now, I've often wondered, because when I'm teaching a Bible study, I will often look at the thread. If someone says something, or even to say hi and to greet people, is that distracting? Is that annoying? Is that, I think one time someone mentioned, I just wish you'd finish your thought before you greeted someone. Like I might be in the middle of a sentence and say, oh, hi, Bill, and then I'm trying to get back to it. But do you think that helps or hurts that I'm interacting with the thread while I am doing the video? Would it be better just to shut off the thread where I can't see it and just teach, or to go ahead and interact with that? I think I know what you're going to say on that one, but I don't want to assume that. All right, let's go back here. Concerning the online Bible, which would you say best describes your involvement in the future? Here's where I want you to be honest with yourself and with the Lord and with me. I really want to know, which of these 4 things do you think, if you would say, okay, we're going to start something else up, and what are you going to do? Would it be A, where you, barring some major issue, I will participate in the Bible study? That generally I'm going to be involved in it. It's going to be part of my weekly schedule. B, I will occasionally tune in if I'm interested in the subject for that night. So if you look at it and go, well, they're talking about marriage tonight, I could probably use some help there. Let me do that. So, but is that where you're at? C, I probably will not regularly participate, but I like knowing it's available if I decide to participate. So if you're just being honest to say, truthfully, I'm probably not going to, but I kind of like the idea that it's there if I ever should need it, And then D, I probably will not participate. And that basically just says, hey, don't count on me. I have an opinion here, but I'm probably not going to be involved. My life's too hectic and busy through the week or whatever. And then number 10, it opens it right up. Are there any suggestions or thought you would like to share? And basically, they say, are there any questions I should have asked that I didn't ask? And so in that one, I'm basically just saying, give me your feedback. What do you think we should do on Wednesday nights or on online Bible study whenever we do it? So those are the questions, and I spent quite a bit of time coming up with those questions because I really wanted to sort of try and pull out of us what it is that we need to do. Like I said, I want to be there for you. I want to be a part of your spiritual growth, part of your growing up, and I know some people that participate on our online Bible study are not local. They're from all over the Midwest. And I'm also considering that situation as well. So, and that's one of the blessings of online is that anybody and everybody can be a part of it. I do think it's a very important time. I think it is a very important time for us to really take a look at what we're doing with this and all the investment we've made in this and really try to restructure it to get the most impact for the effort and expense that we put into it. So you could really help me with that if you'd take a little bit of time and do the questionnaire. I'm going to put that link everywhere. I'm going to try to put it in the thread right down in the comments section. You can just click on it. It'll take you to it. If you are on our constant contact email list, I'll be doing my best to get that sent out to you if you're on that. And however way, I'm just going to do my best. And I've already created a folder on my computer. I'm going to collect all the surveys. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time with them. And then we are going to come up with a plan I'll let you know about. Right now, we are going to take a break on the online Bible study and really focus on revamping this. We've got holidays coming up and things like that, so we'd have to miss some Wednesday nights anyway. But I really want to focus on coming up with a format that's really going to work good. As we wrap up this year and head into the next year, I want to have something that really will, as I say, rock and roll for us. So check the comments below for that for that link. Watch your email, and if you don't, there's nothing wrong. If you want to just email me right now and say, here, reply to me with that link, I'd be happy to do that. I really appreciate your help. God bless.